to access the remaining 90% of our brains, according to a scientist's explanation? Well, they say that we only use 10% of our brains. So you can imagine what our capabilities would be if we used all of our brain power. We've read and heard many times that we do not use all of the potential of our brains, and that only a fraction of the forces of our mind are used in our daily lives. Using all the potential of our mind will add a huge creative power to our personality. The question that arises is, how do we gain access to these creative forces? The creative power of the mind is accessible only to the here and now, and we must live in the present and focus our energies to the present moment so that we can truly live our lives to the fullest, be present in life, and have access to the creative forces of the mind. We can only enjoy the happiness and enjoyment of the present moment if our mind wanders to the paths of the past and the future. The opportunities that are open to us in the present will be closed, and we will not be able to access the creative forces of the mind. Instead, we will be found captive of the mind. Being a prisoner of the mind means that we are either prisoners of our past or we live under the influence of an imaginary future. If while we are awake, our thoughts revolve around our past or our future, most of the time we will not be able to act when necessary in the opportunities of the present. Kindly support my Patreon account since YouTube has again demonetized my YouTube channel. The daily posts are 5 videos daily, and they are totally different from what I have on my YouTube channel. Thank you so much for your support and that you find all my content so interesting. You'll find the Patreon account details in the description box below. Most of the time, our minds are locked in the prison of the past by an event, the outcome of which was unpleasant to us perhaps. Our thoughts revolve around this fact. We would very much like to change the course of events or worry about what others will think of us because of our inappropriate behavior in the past moment, etc. Another way to become captive is when our mind fascinates us with an imaginary future or with the image of a desired, ideal situation for us. Then we mobilize all our energies to realize these images, and we tend to miss the opportunities that the present offers us. And another way that the mind uses to bind us in the future is our constant worry about what is going to happen to us. We're afraid of the future. Our minds are constantly creating scenarios, the result of which is catastrophic for us, and we lose our job, we may get sick, our partner leaves us, etc. These are fears that we could have concerning the future. A characteristic dimension of mind captivity is that the mind is essentially rejecting or even hostile to the present moment. We often think that something should not happen this way or that, we should be in a better place. We wonder why these things happen to us all the time. Our mind is in a constant struggle with the present, and it is this struggle that keeps us in the captivity of our mind. Living in the prison of our mind, we have no control over our lives, and we just get carried away by the illusions created by our mind, and most of the time we cannot act in the present. Now, gaining access to the creative forces of the mind, we can look now at the new methods that allow us to access the creative forces of the mind and at some time help us break the shackles of captivity of our mind. 1, you have to get over the past. No one has managed to change the past, so all the energy you use to think about the past is wasted energy. Instead, divert your thinking to good things in life, such as the past and the present. Number 2, do not be afraid of the future, since it is not real, but a projection of the mind. Only the present exists. 3, it's possible to make your plans for the future come true only through your current actions. Only in the present can you do something that will affect your future. But be careful not to sacrifice the opportunities of the present on the altar of an imaginary future or the image of an ideal situation. If you're really present in the here and now and you can be happy, you will not have a problem in the future either. The future is also just a part of the present. 4, accept the present as it is and do not fight against it. Do not see the present as your enemy and do not judge this part of your life. Give up the fight and just be present in the here and now. Pay conscious attention to what is happening in front of you in the present moment. This is from Frank A. Wanderer, PhD, Professor of Psychology, conscious researcher and author, from The Mind Unleashed, Creative Commons. And I've translated for you from a Greek article. Please leave your comments and thank you for your support.